morning and welcome to Cappin at the Spa. I'm Saratoga Geese and we're recording live from Quivic Drive in a little bit overcast but a beautiful day here in Saratoga. It's good to be back. Welcome my partners, Daily Double Dan.
How's it going?
Exact the Box Bobby.
How's everybody doing?
All right, we're doing great. It's wonderful to be back. Missing last year was tremendous. I'm going to ask each one of them just to give a second on what was the biggest thing they missed from the meet last season. Exact the Box?
Well, I think the biggest thing I missed last season was just the energy of the crowd going out onto the apron to watch a big race. It's obviously, not the same sitting at home watching on the TV. So definitely missed that energy, but most importantly, missed the Hattie's chicken sandwich. So getting back on that train today, biggest thing I missed about Saratoga, not being able to go to the track.
Fair enough. Daily Double?
Yeah, I agree with Bobby. Nothing really in particular, really just the general atmosphere. And, as you alluded to earlier, I like to hang out after, listen to the New York State of Mind song, having a couple beers, watching people leave. Rumor has it they've switched to a new song. We'll see about that. I won't be too happy if that's the case.
That's because you weren't there yesterday. I'm sure if you speak to someone, they'll reconsider. And for me, it was just all the people that we see at the track every year, the tradition. Edmund, our bathroom attendant, and our buddies Charlie and Jude and guys, Mr. Brown, Chad Brown's dad who sits next to us. And just missing all the people and all of our cast of characters that come up here all during the meet, which is a lot of fun. So, with that said, let's get to it. As you remember, we're looking for horses 6-1 or better that you'd like to hook up with exactas, triples, maybe pick 3s, 4s, 5s, and certainly a win bet, especially if they're leaning towards double digits. So we're going to start today, and I'm going to go first, and we're going to look at race 2. Race 2 is a state bred maiden 47 furlongs, and you got an 8-horse field. It looks like the 6-horse 5-2 morning line, dropping down from a key race in May, a River Dog and Big Bobby race. But I'm a little nervous about him because why is he dropping in class after one race down to a state bred maiden 40? So I think Weaver's, doesn't think this horse is quite as talented, and he's going to take money. Quick Return has a lot of speed, coming off a state bred maiden 25, only losing by a nose in the slop. He'll probably be the favorite. Those two are going to take a lot of money, which leads me to number 4, Brew Pub. One of Daily Double Dan's favorite places. Wayne Potts, the horse is 0 for 12, but 0 for 5 on the turf. So with only 7 races on the main track with 2 seconds and 3/3. So even though he's been a maiden for a while, this horse has some talent. And most of all those races were in maiden special weights on the dirt. This is the first time he's ever running in a maiden claimer on the dirt. 6-1 morning line. Should sit off the pace, and 7 furlongs is a tough distance. Some of these sprinters can't get that far. This horse is coming off a lot of mile races. So we're looking forward to him, and frankly, I wish Irad was not on him because he might keep those odds at 5-6-1. If not, he might have drifted up higher. But we're still going to take a run at him. 6-1 on the morning line, Brew Pub. Let's head over to Bobby for race 3.
Thanks, Geese. So I'm going to talk a bit about race 3. Race 3 is a state bred filly race, long on the turf, second level allowance. Pretty short field, only 6 horses here running on the turf. I actually landed on the longest price in the race, the 1 horse, Dixie Cannon, 15-1 on the morning line for Kelly Rubley and David Cohen. First and foremost, main reason I like this horse is she's going to be lone speed. There's nobody else in the race who can contend with her early on in the pace. She has the rail, should be able to hold that spot and get a relatively easy uncontested lead. And when you can get a horse for double digits that's getting an easy lead, that always warrants a second look. But I think there's a couple other reasons to like this horse too. Every race of her career, she's run a better buyer figure than the race before. So even though she's been a little inconsistent actually getting to the track, having a couple long layoffs on her form, every time she shows up, she seems like she runs pretty well. Her last race about a year ago at Saratoga, she actually shipped in from Laurel and ran in a Stallion Series Stakes and ran a pretty strong race, finishing second. So the horse has proven she can come over to New York and run well. She's going to be lone speed in a short field. Coming off a year layoff isn't ideal, not necessarily this trainer's best move, but that's why we're getting double-digit odds. So I think Dixie Cannon has a shot in the 3rd.
All right, excellent. And as you saw yesterday, even though it was a softish turf, speed held up pretty well. A couple of horses just got nipped at the wire, but speed was pretty good. We're going to move on to the 4th, and we're going to go, the 7th, and we're going to go back to Bobby.
All right, 2 in a row. All right, so 7th race is fillies again, a first level allowance, this time a turf sprint going 5.5 furlongs. This race is a pretty large field, wide open, think there's a lot of horses that can win. So I was looking for a bit of a price. Ended up on the 9 horse, Bay Jewel, 12-1 for Patrick Reynolds and Jose Ortiz. This horse ran a lot on dirt early on in her career, wasn't really that impressive. Sort of found herself sprinting on the turf this year, 2 for 2. Sprinting on the turf, once at Aqueduct, once at Belmont. Now those were slightly lower level races. Non-winners a 2 lifetime claimer and then a starter allowance. But that starter allowance race at Belmont was a pretty strong field she beat. She was 9-1 that day and improved upon her claiming effort and really won going away by 3 3/4 lengths. So that was a really impressive effort in my book, even though it was a slightly lower class race. Now she steps up to a first level allowance. Some of the favorites in here have had a few chances at this level at shorter prices, haven't been able to get it done. Horses like the 2 Too Sexy or the 10 Rivendell. So looking for a bit of a new face in this level. So that landed me on Bay Jewel. Should sit a nice trip just behind a couple speeds, and I trust Jose Ortiz to work out a trip for her.
Very good. 2 for 3 on the turf. And another double-digit horse, which is great. You still with us, Dan?
Of course.
All right.
Not going anywhere.
All right. Fair enough. You going somewhere the day after Labor Day, maybe? And all right. So let's go to the 8th race. Danny's first pick of the meet.
All right, looking at the 8th race, claiming $40,000 race, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. First thing I noticed about this race is I'm really a little bit against both of the favorites, starting with Patty H, the Brad Cox horse. Last time out, Indiana on the slop, ran a big race, went to the lead and crushed them. And, 6-horse race at Indiana. And really at 9-5, not too interested in this horse. And the same with the 6, Easy to Bless. The other speed horses, 2 favorites, both big speed horses, and Easy to Bless, coming off 4 straight wins, is going to get bet. And looking back at some of those wins again, Muddy on the slop, running in 6-horse races at Belmont, Aqueduct. So again, that's just a horse I'm looking to bet against. And there's really 2 horses that caught my eye. Number 1, my top choice, Malibu Luna. Looking at the 2 to 3-year-old progression, we look back to the 2-year-old year, lost to Lady Lily by 2 lengths. In its debut, Lady Lily came back to come in 3rd in the Grade 1 Spinaway and then win an allowance at Keeneland. So Lady Lily turned out to be a big horse. And again, had some trouble in his next couple races, steadily improving buyers. First time out as a 3-year-old, went to the turf, didn't really take to it. Getting back onto the dirt now, the preferred surface, and, following her progression. She should be right there with the 6 or the 8. I like her to be closing, and I'm going to be pairing her up with the 2, Candy Ginger. Another horse looking at that 2 to 3-year-old progression. Came out as a 3-year-old, ran in the mud, and then on the turf, didn't take to either, getting back to the dirt. So I'm going to be pairing up the 2 and the 5 there in the 8th.
All right. We like that 2 to 3 progression with a horse that's been off a while. It's a little sneaky thing that not a lot of folks pick up on. And we're going to go to the 9th, and we're going to go back to you, Dan.
All right, this is the Forbidden Apple, Grade 3, going a mile on the turf. First thing about this race is it's just absolutely wide open. So, we're going to be looking for a long shot here. And the one that I came to was the number 5, Made You Look. Philip Bauer horse. I love Philip Bauer as a trainer. He's a good guy, good trainer, and get some good prices on his horse. So, Made You Look fits right here with all of these horses. Looking back at the past 3 or 4 races, he always seems to be competitive. Coming at the end, doesn't sit too far off is what I like. I'd like that Flying Scotsman and Rinaldi were going to go at it, but we now have a scratch of Flying Scotsman. So, like Rinaldi a little bit more, hoping Made You Look will sit 2nd or 3rd. Not crazy about this horse to win, I'll have him, but I just like him to get up 2nd or 3rd. Definitely going to be using him in some exactas and triples here. Last time he came off a layoff like this back in July 2019, in this same race, ran a 99 buyer, was a length off the lead. So looking for something similar to that performance today.
Excellent. And that's a key when you're looking at a stakes race or a competitive race, the entire field is between a 93 and 100 buyer their last time out. So the idea of taking a favorite in that race just makes no sense to us. And when you look at today's card, guys, we're talking about a 6-1, 15-1, 12-1, 10-1, and 20-1. So either way, we're throwing some bombs out there today. We're gonna have some fun. First show in a long time. Let's get it together. And here's hoping today is your day.